Good day, this is Zahid Patel from FilingStack Accounting, and in this video I'll be discussing some of the functionality available on the accounts page. After a client adds a company onto FilingStack Accounting, they could then add a bank account for that company. If we click on Add Bank Account, we could enter the bank account name, the opening balance for that bank account, and the date of that opening balance. We could then click on Add Bank Account, and that would then add that bank account onto the list of bank accounts for that company. We could then select that bank account, and we could then add transactions for that bank account. The first row on the accounts page allows us to add transactions manually. So we could enter the account description or the transaction description. So let's say we received fees, so we could enter fees or another description name. We could then enter the opening balance, and once we select the account that we'd like to allocate it to, a save button would show, where if we click on the save button, it would add that transaction onto the list of transactions that have already been added. There is also a CSV upload option. So if we have a CSV bank statement, which is a Excel file type of format, we could then upload that CSV onto FilingStack Accounting. So if we click on Choose File, we could then select a CSV file for upload, and we could then upload that onto FilingStack Accounting, and all of the transactions for that bank account from the CSV would reflect on the accounts page. There is also a Edit All button. So if we would want to edit multiple transactions simultaneously, we could click on Edit All. For example, if we would want to reallocate fee income to another fees account, let's make it just fees. So we could edit one of those transactions, and then all of the other transactions that have been checked would also be allocated to that same account. We could then click the Save button, and that would then save them. There is also a Historical Entries button, and this allows us to separate entries based, for example, on date. So let's say there are some older entries which we would want to separate. So we could check those entries or tick them, and then click the marked or mark checked entries as historical, and that would then move them onto the historical entries table. If we would want to add additional years for the company that is selected, so we are currently in the 2022 year for this company, let's say we would want to add a year, so the 2023 year, so we could click on Add Year and then click on Add Period, and that would then add an additional year for this company. And what that would do is, in the 2023 year, it would bring forward, for comparative information, it would bring forward the 2022 data. There is also an option to download the accounts page transaction history in a CSV format. So if we click on Prepare CSV, we could then click on Export Data, which would download a CSV file.